An animal like the mongoose is thought to have rocked Japan and made many people sleepless. Although people took this group of mongoose to Japan for their liberation, they will never forget what the mongoose did to the people of Japan in 25 years. You will understand how a little later, but yes, someone will teach us this story. How terrible the results can be if you play with nature. Let's start with the island of Amami Oshima in Japan, which was known for its one of the most dangerous inhabitants, the habu snake. These snakes were extremely poisonous and aggressive. Over the years, many people have died from this snake's venom. Many domestic animals were injured and lost their lives. About 300 to 400 people were killed by this habu snake every year, many of whom were permanently disabled. The situation was so bad that the people of that Japanese island were afraid to go out even during the day. Because the habu snake attacked at any time of the day and night, people's lives were stuck in a fear. But this situation cannot last forever, so all the inhabitants of this island started to think how to get rid of this snake. In 1979, scientists decided to find a solution to the problem of the terrible snake. That animal is the mongoose, and the mongoose will not only solve the problem of snakes or rats that destroy the crops. Everyone thought of a solution to two problems. Mongoose will be the savior of their island. And so at first the local authorities brought 30 mongooses, to Amami Oshima Island and released them in the hope that they would kill the snakes and save the island. But the problem was not solved. On the contrary, disaster came. Because nature goes by its own rules, mongoose and habu snakes never encountered each other. Because they were never seen together during the day, snakes are nocturnal animals, and mongoose went out to hunt during the day. Did not face the enemy. But unexpectedly, the mongoose's enemies began to be other common beneficial animals. They set their eyes on the small animals of the island. Snakes and rats were not caught, but they began to recognize all the rare species of small animals on the island. In this way, the island's biodiversity continues to collapse. The most affected are the rabbits of the island. They were so attacked by the mongoose that they no longer exist on the island. To make matters worse, the island's birds are severely attacked by mongooses. But Mongoose's team only hoped to kill snakes, but their new prey turns out to be a curse for the island's native biodiversity. Their aggressive behavior tends to disturb the balance of the island's environment. The local people suddenly start seeing huge changes around them. Many of the animals they used to see began to disappear. After all this, the people of the island could not sit quietly. And so the people of that island began to realize that the mongoose was not killing the habu snake, but they were causing a natural disaster. Then, another new war started. This time, with the warman and Mongoose's team, a major campaign to capture mongoose began in the early 2000s. People spread poisoned food and even started catching mongoose with dogs. Panic spread among the people as the mongoose began to rapidly increase in numbers, and the people realized that their new enemy was becoming increasingly difficult to deal with. The Japanese government finally understood the importance of this great danger. And so, in early 2000, they announced Operation Mongoose Free, supposedly a direct mission from the government to free mongoose. Special teams were formed to catch mongoose. A massive expedition began on the island, spreading various types of food to trap them. Even the expedition continued using different dogs trained to catch the mongoose. Every night the team went on expeditions to different parts of the island, and the campaign continued like this for years. Finally, exactly 25 years later in 2018, the Japanese government announced that Amami Oshima Island is now completely mongoose-free. But what is the real story? So, here is the final disappointment to say. Humans have won the 25-year war with this. But the damage that those mongoose herds have done to the island is irreparable. Because still, the biodiversity of Amami Oshima has not fully recovered. 15 types of native species are extinct today. The people of Japan have finally realized that when we fight with nature, we see once again how dire the consequences can be. We have to remember that it is our responsibility to preserve the balance of nature, and to destroy it is to create our own danger in the future.